Ireland legend and five-time Premier League winner with Manchester United, Waterford's John O'Shea. John, good morning.
Good morning, John. How you doing?
How's it going?
Okay.
Good. You've done it all now, John. You've won the Premier League. You've made 118 appearances for your country. You've nutmegged Luis Figo. You played in goal at Spurs. You scored that winning goal at Anfield. This weekend, you're still involved in the game as a coach with Reading. But as a player, John, you'll be an interested observer. How's retirement going? What are you missing the most?
Look, I'm not missing too much of it at the minute, but no, look, the playing matches is the big thing that you miss. I don't miss when I'm watching the boys doing our extra weight sessions and sprinting, long distance running, etc. The pre-season runs, I definitely wasn't missing any of that. But no, it's when you come to the game days, that's certainly something that you miss. But at the minute, I'm doing almost the next best thing, which is obviously coaching and being involved. So looking forward to obviously what happens to the rest of today with the transfer window and also the start of the Premier League. But our league obviously started last week. But hopefully we've got some good additions in the last couple of days, and I think they'll make a big difference for us at Reading.
The Premier League, John, a global league, most competitive, most exciting. Did you feel that way in all those years at United and Sunderland, John, that every game had a story of its own? What moments stood out for you?
Look, there were so many moments. I was fortunate, especially when you're at United, the squads and teams and players that we had playing with and training with. That incredible moment. You know, the first league title in particular, when we came with such a late run, and it was kind of my introductory kind of year too as well. It was amazing to be a part of, and that's what the teams now will be thinking when they're trying to get the final pieces of their squad together today. If they can get that maybe one player in, or if a player doesn't happen, you look at Chelsea, they might have a couple of academy boys really taking the step forward this year, and it could save them millions of pounds. But or else Lampard will be cursing himself thinking, this transfer van has not helped me. John,
you shared a dressing room with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Has he got what it takes to succeed at Manchester United, where David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and even Jose Mourinho have arguably failed?
Yeah, I think he does, but he'll also need the backing of the club to say, look, it's going to take time, and if the club give that backing, I'm sure he'll succeed. I think they just about have enough to get in. It's obviously, look, Man City and Liverpool showed last season the consistency, the points total that they got to, and the squads that they have. And I think Tottenham also, if they can get one or two additions in that they're looking for, I think that's going to be the front three. But I think Manchester United can get into that top four. I think they have enough quality to get in there and just sneak into that top four place.
Just before I bring Phil in here, John, Paul Pogba, like he kind of divides a lot of opinion at Manchester United. It looks like he's staying for one reason or another. Is he good at the club? Is it better having Pogba at Old Trafford than not having him there?
Well, look, for me, early on in pre-season, I think Ole Gunnar spoke about it, and he spoke about Paul will be staying. He said it quite early, and it's proven to be the case. So all he knows, I think that Ole and Paul have a fantastic relationship, so that's something that will hopefully be a positive this season. But yeah, look, he maybe was looking for another option, but
well, his agent was, yeah.
hasn't materialised. So he's got to maintain that form that he showed in glimpses last season, where he was obviously scoring and assisting more consistently this year. And if he does that, United will have a much better season.
John, let's talk about the players that they have brought in. Harry Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Daniel James. Let's start with the two boys at the back. Obviously, central defence, right back, two positions you've played. A lot of money has been paid for Harry Maguire. I'm always kind of amazed when the price tag is brought in. Like, Manchester United can afford Harry Maguire, and people that kind of mock United fans for the amount of money they've paid, it's not as if the United fans have paid for Harry Maguire. He's going to improve the team, isn't he?
Without a doubt, he's going to improve the team. The thing that I kind of like the most about, if you look at Harry's career, the step-ups that he's taken, he's relished it, and he's gone on to improve and get stronger and bigger and better about it. So obviously he's made that step up again into United, and he's going to have more scrutiny. Yeah, he's going to have a lot more eyes on him. he did that when he went in with England. He went in and made a big impact. So I think if you look at all those things together, I think the most important thing, what you started with, that he's going to improve. He's going to improve the team. Wan-Bissaka is similar. That eagerness, the energy, the quality, and if you put all those things together, if David De Gea signing his deal also, Luke Shaw with another full pre-season behind him. Lindelof seems to have grown into stature too. So lots to look forward to. But they know they've got work to do, and they know they'll have a lot of scrutiny on them as always, and that's the challenge they'll always have to face.
People would have seen Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire playing the Premier League. Daniel James not so, because he was in the Championship, but you would have played against him, Reading and Swansea. I know he was involved in one of the games that you played against them last season. What's he like? From what we've seen of him pre-season, the guy has pace to burn.
I didn't get to see him. He was that quick. No, look, he's going to bring something that obviously maybe the club felt they've been missing the last few years. That blistering pace, counter-attack wise as well, and that's going to be a big asset to him. But I don't think the club will be expecting too much of him too soon. He's a player for the now, but also a player for the future, because obviously he's developing, he's learning, and he's took that huge jump from Swansea into United, and obviously maybe a bit of guidance from Ryan Giggs at Wales too would have influenced everything that happened there. So he's definitely one to keep an eye on. But as I said, I think there was a clip of him from pre-season game. Don't know whether it was the Port Glory or the Leeds United game, I can't remember, but he joined in a counter attack, and he was I think he looked faster than Rashford at one point. So he's going to be exciting, and that's what a player the fans will look forward to seeing.
Yeah, what are you expecting from United in terms of how they'll approach, in terms of style? It looks like, from what we saw in pre-season as well, Solskjaer wants them to play more a pressing game. He mentioned last season about the fitness, and some people thought that was just an easy excuse, but the stats backed it up when Mourinho was in charge, that United didn't cover the ground that the top teams did. So it looks like Solskjaer's trying to get them fitter. Does that mean we're going to see them play with a high line, or are they going to play as a counter-attacking team?
Yeah, a bit of everything really. It'll be certain games will dictate, certain opposition will dictate, but it's to have that armoury in your locker where you can do the high press, or you can drop back to counter attack quicker. It's to having those weapons in the armoury to have that option. And I think over the years, when you looked at, I think Tottenham and Liverpool might be the two teams now that have the most high intensity. It's becoming a more and more major role that I think even when we were successful winning the leagues, I don't think we were maybe at the top of those stats, but we were definitely very close to it, because we knew what we had to do to maintain the standards, and that's the level you have to go to. That's the level the teams are reaching at the minute, and you have to respond to it.
John, you mentioned, or John mentioned in his intro to you, that you'd won the Premier League 5 times, and I suppose when you're in winning teams like that, opposition teams would have gone to Old Trafford and there was a fear factor there. Do you kind of feel that is gone, and maybe that is why it's going to be so tough for United to get back challenging? You said it's going to take time, but you can see in the modern game, just fans tend to run out of they don't have much patience. Even you just have to look at this transfer window, where a lack of transfer activity, people get frustrated.
Yeah, well, look, that's because of, say, the power of social media as well. That influence on the side of things from the fans' point of view. That's just something that's come into the game quite recently, and that's the clubs have to accept that. Every club, when you look at the spending power of Everton, spending power of Wolves, spending power of Leicester, like years ago for Leicester just to be able to say now we want whatever fee it was, and if we don't get it, whereas years ago that was just, oh no, we have to take that. The spending power of the teams, everything, it's not as easy now to get those transfers that you want done, and teams and fans have to realise that.
John, just before we let you go, Mick McCarthy, you know him well. How do you feel we're set for the Euro 2020 qualification? Would you be hopeful, John, or would you be a little bit worried?
No, I'd have to be hopeful, because I was laughing when he was doing after the the last game, 10 points. I have 10 points in my bag. I'm going off on my holidays now until the next games come back, and that's what we have. And it's huge for us. And you hope then you're going into the games against Switzerland that'll be the key. We have to more than likely beat Switzerland at home. You'd be thinking if you can get that on board, then you have a really fantastic chance. But look, it's never easy. We've never qualified easy over the years, so it's going to be down to those last minute details, and fingers crossed it falls our way. And if we can get a huge backing from the fans, as always, hopefully that'll make the difference too.
And you're loving the coaching?
Yeah, look, it's different. I'm just about to get ready now and go out and on a session and prepare for everything for Saturday against Hull. So it's something that I want to get into, and further down the line then into the management side of things. So it's I've had my eyes open the last week or two with the transfer system as well, and what goes on and different things. It's very enjoyable.
John, you're a gentleman for coming on with myself and Phil this morning on Off the Ball's marathon session for the transfer deadline day in Premier League season. We know you like a flutter, John. I hope you're backing some winners. Back John Ram and all those majors next year, John.
You've not given me a winner yet, John. Go away.
Try before the end of the year. Take care of yourself. Thank you.
Thanks. Cheers.